So this is a fun little dinner. It's basically a Thai ground beef bowl. It's ground beef seasoned with Thai seasonings, basil, ginger, garlic, scallions, peppers, and then it's served over rice that's been cooked in coconut milk. And so it's got a really nice, rich, smooth flavor. It's not expensive, and you can often buy ground beef if you buy the bulk packs. You can buy ground beef in a bulk pack for a lot less than you can in, you know, the individual 1 pound packages. So I'll buy in bulk, and maybe I'll take a, you know, 3 pound package of ground beef, and I'll make some hamburger patties with some, and I'll make some chili with some, and then I'll do something like this Thai ground beef bowl. So anyway, I'm going to start with some knife work and we'll get started. So like a lot of Asian cuisines, there's a few steps in this, but nothing is overly complicated. There's more knife work than in American cuisine typically, but really it's just a question, once you get the knife work done, it's just a question of assembling, and it goes pretty quickly. So the first thing I'm building here is a cucumber salad, which is going to go cool on the rice, and I'm just going to slice my cucumbers and add ginger and garlic, a little bit of heat. I want to give this time to come together and marinate a little bit, so I'm going to do this first. Little cilantro in there, a couple tablespoons. And like with everything, you can measure if you want to, but you don't really have to. Now I'm chopping enough ginger here for both the meat and my cucumbers. I like to be efficient that way. And I'll do the same thing with the garlic. So plenty of ginger in there. Such a bright flavor. Nice little chunk of garlic here. Use 1 clove. You can use more, you can use less. There are no rules. That's my favorite part about cooking, really. There's no rules. And the more you cook, the more you learn how things react to heat and to preparation. And so you kind of learn how long things are going to take, and what's going to happen to the product when you put it into the heat or into the cold. And once you start learning all that stuff, your life gets a lot easier. Got some nice, beautiful basil here. Beautiful basil. You can tell spring is coming because all the really nice produce is coming in. It smells so good. So to nicely cut my basil, I stack the leaves, and I put the big ones inside the little ones inside the big ones, right? And then I roll it like this. Right? And then it's called a chiffonade. And it gives it a really nice, crisp, thin strip. So it's a beautiful way to add it to your salad. You can also add a little, if you wanted to, you could add a little bit of red onion to that salad. I'm not going to. Only because I didn't buy a red onion. But it is a nice thing to add in. I will put some scallions in maybe. And this will be for my beef. Now, for my salad, I'm going to add in 2 limes. And you can buy a fancy juicer, but I just use a fork. And I roll the whole lime first along the cutting board. That loosens the juice up a little bit, and then I stab it with my fork, and then I just go in and squeeze and twist, squeeze and twist. Same thing on the other half. That's going to be delicious. And I'm going to put just a little bit of mirin in, rice wine vinegar. That gives it a little bit of a tang. And if I want to add oil, I would add sesame oil, but I don't think I'm going to on this one. I'm going to keep it just vinegar on this one. If you want to add a little sugar, that's nice too. And obviously you can always add salt and pepper. which I'm going to do now. That's going to be really nice. Okay, now let that sit right at room temperature. That's fine. For the beef, we're going to make a little bit of a marinade. We're not going to marinate the beef. We're going to just saute the beef or brown the beef like you would for tacos or anything else. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit the pan with this soy sauce and cilantro and ginger and garlic. And I'm going to hit it with these red peppers here. These are just sweet red peppers. I'll do a few carrots just because. I like a little color. And they give a nice texture too. And honestly, I needed to use up these carrots. You'll notice I'm cutting everything thin. It's because I want it to go very, very quick. Cut up some scallions. I'm going to add my ground beef. It's about 2 pounds maybe. I want it to get nice and brown, but I don't want it to, and I don't want it to be chopped too finely. I want there to be some larger chunks in there. But essentially it's the same as when you do anything else with ground beef, right? You break it up in the pan. I'm just going to drain off some of the oil. Don't want to drain all of it off. So I want some of that beef fat flavor. And now I can just go in with my veggies. My cilantro, garlic, and ginger. Doesn't that look good already? I'll hit it with a little bit of soy. My very favorite sambal. Looks like I'm going to need some more of that soon. And for this I like to sneak in just a little bit of brown sugar. A couple of tablespoons at the most. And if you wanted to use ground pork, ground chicken, ground turkey, you could use any or all of the above there. This is a tool called a microplane, and a microplane just gets the zest without getting the white pith. You don't have to use one of these, you can use a regular box grater. I just like this one. I like this because it doesn't get the white part, so I don't get the bitter. That's my lime. I'll go in with a little bit more lime juice. These are complementary flavors to the cucumber salad I made a little bit earlier. Let that finish cooking. Give it a quick stir. Let's see where we are. Finish with my scallions. Give those a quick toss. And if you look, I've got a lovely batch of rice right behind. And I'm going to bring those over and plate up in just a second here. Okay, so the last step is to plate. I'm going to put a nice bed of rice in my bowl. I used brown rice, brown basmati rice actually. I'm going to put a nice bed of rice. Notice I leave a little room for the beef there. And then I'll just do a quick little spoonful or two, or three. Garnish with a bit of fresh basil. And some cucumber salad right on top. Gives it a nice texture, and the warmth, the coolness of the cucumber offsets the heat of the beef. It's really colorful and happy. I'll just grab another quick pepper there because I want it to shine. And there you go. Looks good enough to eat. Enjoy!